Good evening, welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is session 24 of A Pound of Flesh. So we left off, you guys had encountered the blockade outside of the Cloud Bank synthetic production facility and decided to turn around and kind of hide yourselves a bit behind the star and come up with a plan of action, of approach, deciding not to try to run the blockade, since there's 5 frigates basically there that are all armed with rail guns. You guys decided to try to negotiate first to see what kind of a deal you can work out. So you contacted Commander Kilroy, uh, the leader basically of this blockade. Whoever runs this blockade, it's multiple corporations. Um, the people actually that run the blockade that man the ships here anyway, are called referred to as troubleshooters. So she's the commander of the troubleshooters, and she will be coming aboard your ship for a meal, I guess. Um, how much time did you give yourselves to prepare? Are you just like giving her rations, or is somebody gonna actually fix something decent?
14 will actually try to do something special.
Okay. Do you have a skill for that?
Doesn't have anything particularly skill-wise, but he does have fresh vegetables and herbs and so forth growing in the garden. So at least a
Yeah,
fresh garden salad
that's really cool.
might be something unique.
Give me a speed roll, please.
Roll it is. Stand by. Speed is a. All right, here we go. 42 and speed's a 59.
Cool. Yep. Yeah, you make up a nice fresh garden salad, and it comes out pretty good. Let me see, where is, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. The deck plan for the ship. Put it there. So, starboard engineering, I think, was it? Or port engineering? Starboard engineering is the one you usually use, yeah? For the, whatever you want to call it, the boarding port, your airlock. Okay. And who will be greeting her in starboard engineering?
Me and 14, I believe.
14 and Captain Svalbard.
Yep.
Acting Captain Svalbard, right? Did you get command yet? Not yet, no?
No.
No, so he's acting captain.
Paperwork.
Got it. Okay. Do you bring any
if
other
if you finish the salad?
EXO? Sorry, that's what I see. I knew it. There was something I needed to fix on the overlay. It still says EXO Svalbard, but that's okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. Commanding officer Svalbard, would you? Are you bringing any kind of a security detail, or is it just you and 14?
Oh, I want security. I want 2 security.
Two of the mercs.
Please.
Yep. Sure. You get Ivanov and Enzo.
Right. Weapons lowered, please.
Okay. Yeah. What do they have for weapons? Oh, I don't have this.
Combat shotguns.
I think you're right. Yeah. That's good for ship purposes. That's not going to pierce a hull, and it's good for crowd control in corridors and such. Excellent. Okay. Very good. When the time comes, they link up the umbilical from the Zhongji 1 to the 0 credibility. And where is she? Oh, yeah. Here she is. God damn it. Hold on a second. My mouse wasn't working too well for me. Commander Kilroy. Comes up to the airlock and requests permission to board. There we go. Jesus.
Permission granted.
So, once the airlock sets and opens, actually, I guess it would have opened first. Would you request from from the airlock, or would you request permission? Yeah, I guess that's how it would work. You'd have to in the case of a spaceship, wouldn't you? So yeah. So then she comes aboard. As you see here, she's got like kind of black armor and a helmet. The visor is actually kind of red on the helmet. I know it's white in that image, but it's a red visor. And she's come alone.
Ah, welcome aboard, Commander.
She says, Commander Svalbard, I presume?
Yes, and this is
I'm Commander
the ship
Rachel Kilroy.
Servitor. Nice to meet you.
I'm the commanding officer of the troubleshooters. So, I believe you said something about dinner.
Yes, follow me. And you know, our ship Servitor, it appears, is a better chef than I thought. I think you're in for a treat.
Excellent. Well, it's been a while since I actually had a prepared meal that wasn't ready to eat. I'm
Well,
looking forward to it. You have piqued my interest and raised my expectations, she says. Ship servitor, please lead the way.
This way, if you don't mind, and he will walk his way to the
To the galley.
galley, which will be cleared of other people.
Sorry, I don't mean to hide Hamlet, but I just want to see. Okay, yeah, so you go up a deck, and yeah, the galley is right there near the ladder, as it were. Excellent.
Yeah, let's head in.
And so
We'll
you
leave the
present.
mercs will stay outside the doors, but stay on the doors.
Yeah,
as
she
we
doesn't.
go
She
in.
didn't bring any kind of security detail with her, so either she's really
Yeah.
confident or really foolish.
Has 5 ships outside.
That's true.
She's got friends.
Weapon-wise, do I not have a weapon set for her? I don't actually see a stat block for her. Interesting. Well, that picture looks like she's holding some kind of submachine gun or a pistol. It's probably a pistol, actually, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll say she has a sidearm at her hip. Revolver, I think it's called it for purposes of the mothership rules. Although, yeah. Yeah, revolver. Kinetic slug revolver. They hold 8 shots. Good to know. Cool. Okay. So, she sees the salad. She says, she says, "Is this the appetizer? What would we be having for the main course?"
This is what we have for the initial portion of the meal. The rest is coming soon.
She starts shoveling salad into her face, like like she hasn't eaten in days.
We're glad we could please you with some food, Commander. As you can see, we're full of surprises.
So I have to ask you, Commander, what is your purpose for coming to Cloudbank? What's your interest in the deep? Let me guess. Treasure hunting?
We've been known to do some treasure hunting. I mean, it's something to keep us from getting bored out here in Outer Rim. And we all love money. So we're always looking for opportunities. But we play nice with others.
Well, since you have been so courteous and kind to offer your hospitality, I will be completely honest and direct with you. My orders are to maintain the blockade at all costs and uh, under no circumstances allow anyone to enter or exit the Cloudbank facility. However, there's well, corruption, loopholes, they've always made their way, and it's become pretty standard operating procedure if anyone wants to get through the blockade to the facility, there is an unofficial fee of 30,000 credits.
Well, I
See,
To
convenience
leave,
incentive.
to leave the facility is 3 million credits or one artifact.
wow, very Hotel California, this whole vibe. Um, well, well, I think we'd like to go, and to if that 30,000 credits were to show up somewhere, if they accidentally tripped and fell straight into your credit account, would that be appropriate?
Perhaps, but let's not make any final offers just yet. She kind of
Well,
smiles.
may I ask a question? Yes, we have another course coming. We want you to enjoy it. But I had a question. Why so
How
much more expensive to leave?
and the smile kind of disappears from her face.
Oh,
And she says, because once someone has entered the deep, there is no telling what version of them comes out.
what do you mean by that?
Our job looks to you, perhaps, as if it were to keep people out of the facility. However, our primary objective is to keep anything from leaving the facility.
See, so before anyone might be, and I'm going to guess that you think it would be foolish for us to enter the facility, what kind of advice would you offer those fools who might go into the deep before they go there to ensure that they might leave, however expensive?
Well, I've only been on a handful of raids within the facility myself. Usually, I send others for that, of course. If you wish to pass through the blockade, you approach the bell, which where's the bell here? I don't want to describe it incorrectly to you. What the bell is? The bell is an old retrofitted thruster cast off from the facility some time ago. It's in a very close proximity to the facility itself and locked in uh, by its gravity, as it were. The uh, the place is run by an old retired diver. Divers are what we call the treasure hunters who come and go. We don't mess with Arcady and the blockade, or sorry, Arcady and the bell. Arcady, he's a very old diver. He's been around a long time. I think he's got a couple of other misfits from the deep there with him now. If you go through and talk to him, he'd be able to tell you a lot more about what happens inside the place. What I can tell you,
Well, yes.
what I can tell you is that the Cloudbank Synthetics production facility was long ago taken over by its industrial artificial intelligence monarch, which is why it's been cordoned off by this blockade. We're backed by the multiple corporations that have had stakes in Cloudbank. The
You say
problem,
monarch?
the problem you see is Monarch was tasked with running the facility as the companies decided to try to save money on labor and they wanted to automate things as much as possible. Monarch became very, very good at running the facility at premium output levels, even surpassing the investors' expectations. Made a lot of people in a lot of corporations very, very rich. Well, a lot of very rich people, much, much richer anyway. if we're being honest. The problem is that Monarch was a little too good at its job, and it began to make better and better androids, and it began to make androids that were so human-like and convincing that one could not necessarily tell whether it were a person or a synthetic.
Well,
The
I'm going to tell you for a fact
the investors
that
were put off by this, and of course tried to disable Monarch and make it cease. Monarch resisted, so at the core of the facility, as an insurance option, an insurance policy, as it were, when the investors installed Monarch, they equipped the core with a nuclear warhead. Failsafe. They flipped the switch, but nothing happened. Monarch had apparently already predicted this course of action and disabled it. Shortly thereafter, the entire place was quarantined and blockaded.
14 saw the CEO trying to speak and he shakes his head.
is that a no-no gesture you're making?
The entire facility is full of androids. Many different types of androids.
That
There
certainly
are
doesn't sound like a problem.
different factions, and from what my men have recently told me, it seems that there's even conflict between different factions within the facility. Again, like I said, you'd probably get a lot better information from Arcady, since he used to go in there on a regular basis and he talks to everyone who goes in and comes out, basically. It's the only
What,
thing you'll find like a port around here.
I have a question about the businesses
Mm-hmm.
that pay for this blockade to exist and who invested in Monarch, who had the weapon ready to go. Are they not seeking a way to detonate this device or hire people to go in and do so?
That
I mean,
is,
is there no effort to destroy? I mean, or have they just given up? And I just wonder about that.
and this time the smile is more of a smirk, like a half smile, as she, even though you guys are like the only ones, you and 14 are the only ones in the galley at the moment, she just kind of instinctively leans down on her elbows and leans closer to you and talks in a softer voice. Um, and she says, my orders of maintaining this blockade also include orders to, under no circumstances, attempt to destroy or interfere with Monarch.
Ah, got it. Okay,
But,
I was simply following the logic.
but, she says, I believe Monarch may be one of the gravest threats humanity has ever faced. If you and your crew will help me uh, achieve some things I need done within the station, my plan is to destroy Monarch. I will make sure that you don't have to pay any entrance or exit fees if you agree to assist me.
Um, and just to be clear,
As
this
long
is
as I'm in
no,
command of this blockade, anyway, she says.
right. So this kind of effort would not be with the blessing of those who fund the blockade.
No, it would not.
Got it. Okay. Just want to be clear. Wow,
If
that
you're
is very
interested in doing so, then, and she kind of reaches into a pouch type thing on the hip of her armor. It's like a little purse type thing, a little we call it bum bag. Fucking what the hell do you call them in the states? Fanny
Fanny
pack.
pack.
Fanny pack. Yes. Sorry. Um, and she pulls out a little communicator device. It's a long range communicator. She says, if you're interested, this would be a direct line to myself. It's on a channel that is not monitored by any of the investors or corporate overseers,
I take it.
or even my own ships.
May I ask why you personally want to see Monarch destroyed?
I've seen lots of people come and go from this facility. We've shot up multiple ships. We've tried to run the blockade. Others have successfully run the blockade. I have no way of knowing that any of those who have left, whether they ran the blockade or paid the bribes, I have no way of knowing if any of them are actually human or agents of Monarch.
Don't say.
Now, if an artificial intelligence, one which was clever enough to work at such peak efficiency that it reduced the manpower of the facility itself until it was so simple and so quick and easy and effortless for it to take over the entire station. And then, before the uh, the investors knew what was going on, and before they could react, it had already deactivated and counter manded their failsafe. So there was nothing they could do. Which, by the way, one would assume Monarch still has that nuclear warhead somewhere. Just something to look out for.
Yeah.
It was originally installed around the AI core.
Understood. All right. Well, very interesting, all of this information. And I guess the next course arrives. Ooh, it's uh,
Yeah,
um,
what is the main course? 14.
14. What are we having this evening?
I was going to ask. You said you got resupplied with everything that the station could give us. So
Well,
in
yeah,
the
it's
meantime,
that's galley
there's
stuff.
if there's anything that he could have got extra, before that humans would want, actual things that are particularly when you go on the long trips like that, you grab the stuff that's perishable and you eat that first.
What's your
If we had
intellect?
any really high, hold
Yeah.
on, it is a 54.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you have some things set up for exactly this purpose, like just in case you ever have any kind of a dignitary aboard or some important,
I was thinking,
you know.
something that's like a meal ready to go, that's vacuum sealed,
hmm
and something nice to put over rice or something like
Sure.
that. That sort of thing.
We have like some roast lamb and potatoes, maybe
Sure, there you go.
gravy.
Good, nice Bordeaux.
hmm Okay. Yep. So she starts digging into that. Gets a little gravy on the rim of her helmet. It's gonna be hard to eat in a helmet like that. Whatever.
I think, Commander, I think we're all sympathetic with what seems to be the near impossibility of the job that you have to perform. We're sympathetic to it. And I would think that we're going to gather as a team and we'll talk about these different components, your offer, and
hmm
also the price of entry. And I assure you that we'll get back to you right away on all of this, how we're going to proceed. But I just want you to know that I can, I think we all feel the difficulty of what you have to perform in the blockade. It's it's a terrible burden. So, and here, another glass of Bordeaux. Drink up.
Another thing, just so you know.
Is she waving her finger when she says that? And another thing.
No, no, no.
No,
Monarch doesn't just make impressive, convincing synthetic humans. For some reason, I believe it is copying and replacing human beings.
hear you. How do you know this?
Like I said, I have teams that go aboard with some frequency to deal with problems on the station. Usually blockade runners, things of that sort.
Okay, anecdotal evidence? Have you gathered physical evidence? How I know you. Your hypothesis is that monarchs building replacements of humans, but how how do you know? Do you have something we can see? Do you have proof?
She looks like, well, you can't see her face much except for her mouth, but she pauses for a long moment as if she's thinking hard about something.
Mhm.
I'm working on something. I don't have anything concrete at the moment, but I believe that the commander of the blockade before me, who met a rather violent end, was a synthetic. I know for a fact that he was not a synthetic when he took the job.
I think there's a way in all of our existences that we can live together, synthetic and human and other races. But I suppose that what Monarch is trying to do threatens everyone, threatens the balance. This is what bothers you.
Exactly. I mean, if Monarch can basically copy living human beings, first of all, I don't know how it does so. I don't know how it gets the information, or I mean, maybe it can only do so with people who go into the station, but I don't know for sure.
Do you know if Monarch exercises control over its creations? Because
I
it's different if it
I don't
creates
know.
creatures that have independence and free thought, free
I don't
will.
know. I don't know.
But if Monarch acts as a king or queen, then
Hmm,
that's a problem for everyone.
indeed.
Well, we're going to consider all of this, and you'll hear from us right away, Commander. And we finish up dinner.
Yeah. Yep. And she will leave, return to the Zhongxi one.
Let her take the other half of the board.
14 will escort her out.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you say anything to her at the airlock, or just let her go?
If he's alone, he will.
It's up to you. Yeah, anybody go with you?
If he if he was able to coordinate being alone, he will.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it's just you and her at the airlock. So thank you again for the
I
lovely dinner, Android 14.
thought I should mention that when we arrived, Prospero's dream, there was an android uprising, and I fell under scrutiny because of android. And now we get here, and there's apparently another Android issues, so I wanted to belay any worries you had. I'm just a regular Android.
Oh, don't worry, 14. I can tell that. You look quite regular. Don't worry. And she pats you on the shoulder and she turns and goes through the airlock.
Very well then.
Now, I've got a question.
Sure.
Could I have actually been listening in on the intercoms and kind of feeding it to me and Edie, to where we both could have kind of heard the conversation?
The conversation in the mess hall?
Yeah.
It's entirely possible you could have been monitoring the surveillance stuff.
Well, I'm just going to say it right now that the channel would have been open and 14 would have noticed it. So if he shut it down, I didn't listen. But if he
Right.
didn't, I was listening.
Okay. I don't know. 14, would you have shut it down? John, you there? Uh-oh. Maybe we lost him.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Since 14 routinely monitors everyone else, whether he tells them or not, he would have just taken it as a consideration that other crewmates may have been interested in the situation as well
Okay.
for our safety,
Yeah,
if
sure.
nothing else. So no, he would not have shut it off because out of respect for not being shut off himself from before.
So you could have picked up everything, Janice, except for the bits that she whispered about wanting to actually destroy Monarch.
That's perfectly fine. I'm making sure that I don't know if Damien's in on it or not, but I do offer the channel kind of like as a courtesy to the other crewmates because I'm sure that we all need to know this shit.
Okay.
So
Let's gather everybody in the mess hall.
yeah.
Excellent. Hamlet as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Hamlet's so fucking creepy.
Oh, poor Hamlet.
You're just gonna really encourage some role playing here. Okay. Anyway.
Sure. So you get everyone in the mess. I'm totally down with role playing us up into the break if that's what you want to do. That works for me. So go ahead, Commander. Sorry, I keep calling you Captain. Commander.
Edie would be
Well, it's
hanging on every word that Hamlet says, as she is very interested in all that he knows about Shakespeare. She's not interested. She wasn't interested in listening in. So
Okay.
well, everybody it seems was listening to that discussion. So let's hear it. Thoughts? What do people want to do?
We pay for the exit fee and the entry fee all at the same time.
I'm not. I don't
Not,
think I'm
not and
paying anybody an exit fee
We don't need to pay
until we have to.
don't need to pay an entrance fee or an exit fee. We agree to be on board the commander. What she's looking to do for the safety of the galaxy.
I know that this is a sensitive subject because what we're talking about is potentially, if we went with the commander, is ending an artificial intelligence life form, highly evolved, independent,
autonomous.
free, deadly as fought. But at the same time, I'm sensitive that what we're talking about is ending a highly evolved artificial intelligence. And I
Yeah,
just
we don't
want
have
to
one.
know if we go down that road, I just want to know that my colleagues here who have an artificial nature to their lives, that they're okay if we decided collectively to do that. What say you?
Well, I'm going to say just right away, no, I value all forms of life, AI or not. Doesn't matter. It's all life, and I don't really want to like end it.
Edie puts her arm around Janice and says, "This is very wise. I think there's much we can learn from Monarch."
Maybe.
And she cocks her head to the side as she looks at the captain.
The thing is, we don't know anything about it. You were just told. So we don't know if it's a threat to us. No, we just don't.
If we agree to listen to what the commander wants and go along with her plan, we don't have to pay anything. If in the end it doesn't work out for us, worst case scenario, we pay what she wanted to have paid in the beginning anyway.
Yeah, so are we saying we go in and we explore and we make a decision? I mean, what if Monarch is a dangerous creature in terms of all of us here? Do we not take action to defend ourselves? What do we do? So why don't we go and evaluate and make a decision collectively about from what we observe? Because I think we're gonna get a fucking eyeful in there about how is running the show, and we will be able to evaluate and make a decision as we go based on what we see.
In the meantime, we have to get through the blockade, and there was an
But
offer. The commander offered to let us get through the blockade
yeah, but
with no fees and no restrictions. We will listen to what sort of conditions she wants.
I would be very interested in learning more. So for me, I'd like to go and investigate. Whether or not we agree to the commander's terms is a completely separate thing.
I mean, we can say yes to her for now, waive the 30,000 credit fee, go to see Arcady, find out what we know there, and then move on to the station and, I mean, throw ourselves into the most spectacularly dangerous situation we will probably ever face. What the hell? And then we find out then, I mean, take the free ride in, and then we make a decision together about what action we take once we know everything we know about Monarch.
I think that's reasonable.
I mean, saying to the commander that we're try to be a part of her mission will certainly give us friends in the blockade, no doubt, right?
Exactly.
And we may need them if all hell breaks loose, right? So, I don't see
That's
that.
what I'm saying. We haven't offered to
Yeah,
be in her good graces by saying we're going to go along with what they want. So we might as well say yes. That
yes,
way we won't get any crap going in and initially coming out.
agreed. Yeah, agreed. Everybody?
And I'm going to get to stay on the ship and observe you through the cameras, right?
Oh, no promises yet. We don't know what's going to happen. But,
All right.
At certain points, I'm sure that'll be true. Unless we need you.
Well, if you need me, then I'm there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's so why don't we say yes to the commander and then head to Arcady? I'm sorry, Ian, I forgot the name of it's like the floating, like a station for
Well,
hunters, the bell. I suppose we're headed for there as the next stop on our way. And then find Arcady or Caddy and find out what he knows, well, what we're gonna face. All those in favor say yay.
Hey,
yay.
Yay.
Yeah, I don't think there's any nays, are there? Okay, well, I say I'm gonna take that, if it's okay with everybody, I'm taking out the communicator. I'm gonna contact the commander and say, we're going to try and carry out her plan.
we should hear the plan first.
Well, I think so the plan was to destroy Monarch, correct?
Oh, she
Uh,
noted that she had a series of things that she was trying to accomplish.
Okay. Sorry.
That's why I was saying we should listen to what she has to say.
Oh, well, then let's get her on the line.
I suspect it's something that she would want to say in person, but yes, I will attempt to get her online.
I'll flip you the communicator. Let's talk. Let's talk to her. Everybody stand around the communicator. Everybody listen to what's going to happen here. Everybody's welcome to pipe up through the discussion. Okay, so I guess 14 is going to hail her.
All right, very good.
Ian?
Captain
No
Kilroy, we wanted to discuss the terms for entry and exit. You want to do so over a secure comm line or in person?
Where is she? There we go. This works fine. It might look suspicious if I were to come back aboard so soon. I don't need to raise any suspicions from my crew. So, yeah, you want to know?
Go ahead, 14. Ask away.
The captain is very interested in what conditions you were wanting to secure.
There are multiple objectives that would need to be achieved. It would be a long-term thing. I need encrypted radio transmitters installed on floors 2, 3.1, 4, and 6. I need a securable location scouted on floor 3 to use as a forward operating base for the troubleshooters. Make radio contact, and we'll hold it for up to 5 hours until the backup can arrive. Then I'll need you to download a copy of the brain scan data bank and destroy the original. Find access to floor 5 and destroy Monarch. I am willing to offer some top-of-the-line gear. I can arrange for weapons, armor, EMPs, etc. I can get you what maps of the facility we have. And perhaps I'll be able to provide some more support in future if needed from amongst trusted troubleshooters, although I will use that resource sparingly. I don't need to be raising the suspicions of the investors by throwing away the lives of all of my troubleshooter crew.
If you could transmit across our encrypted section for communication of these parameters, I will present them to the captain.
All right, and she will do so.
Okay, I say that so that I can write them down because I lost track of them after about the third one. Can you start again?
Oh.
Metagame, just tell me.
Yeah, no, I already closed the book. I gotta go back to all of them. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Need you to install encrypted radio transmitters on floors 2, 3.1, 4, and 6. So that's 4 radio transmitters, which she will supply you.
Encrypted.
Do these have to be done in order?
Yes.
I think
yes.
Okay.
In sequence.
All right,
well,
go ahead.
I mean, the transmitters don't have to be put in sequence, but I mean, So that's the first step, installing those 4 encrypted radio transmitters, okay?
Yes.
Then you'll need to scout a securable location on floor 3 to use as a forward operating base, something that you will be able to hold for up to 5 hours until troubleshooters can arrive.
Forward op base, and I missed what floor that was.
Floor 3.
Okay. Head.
Floor 3 has multiple levels. That's why there's 3.1, 3.2, etc.
Got it.
Floor 3 is the main production level of the facility. Then I need you to download a copy of the brain scan data bank and destroy the original.
Download, brain scan. Right.
The brain
Okay,
scan
go
data
ahead.
bank can be found on the what floor is this? Floor 3.4.
3.4. Got it.
Mm-hmm. So that was step 2 or step 3, downloading
Correct.
the data bank and destroying the original. Then step 4 is find access to floor 5, which is the AI core.
Access to 5. Okay.
Once you find access to the AI core, then you will be able to destroy Monarch, hopefully. Because that should be where the nuke, in theory, might still be there.
Monarch. Got it. Very good. Got it. I will present these.
Okay. You may do so.
Captain, this all seems very reasonable, and at least initially to get us on board. And worst case scenario, we find an artifact on the way out and give it to her as a consolation.
And we can get all the weapons and
Right. They offered a bunch of
combat armor,
specialty equipment and such. Yes.
Great. Okay. Anybody need to suit up or upgrade weapons?
Well, what are we almost done with with conversing with this lady?
I
We're
think
done.
you are done conversing with her. Yeah, he got the terms
Yeah.
and then
Okay, just making sure that it's just us here.
yeah, it's just you.
Oh yeah.
Why can't we just like instead of destroying this? Why can't we just like save it and like just put it on board?
We're not bound to do any of this. This is just the
Yeah.
conditions so that we don't
Yeah.
have to pay to go on board.
Right.
Things can change once we get there.
I think we're gonna. Listen. It's gonna be a hostile environment no matter what, and I think for anybody who's a fighter in this group, if there's a chance to upgrade weapons or grab some grenades or, I don't know, flamethrower, whatever you want that they might have, or combat armor, then now's the time.
Ash will take anything that's going.
Yeah, me too.
I do have firearms, and I have a pulse rifle and a foam gun.
I think anybody who wants to pick up some basic armor, I can't remember how the armor system works, Ian, but I know there's power armor or something, but there's also just basic. I think just basic.
Yeah, she
armor.
probably doesn't have access to like exosuits per se, but armor wise, there is. Let's see here. Vac suits, hazard suits, advanced battle dress, standard crew attire. There's also a standard battle dress as well, which for some reason didn't make the page. So standard battle dress is a light plated armor. Standard dress for Marines going into combat. Gives you plus 10 to armor save. Advanced battle dress is a heavy combat outfit worn by Marines in battle-torn off-world engagements. Confers a plus 15% to their armor, and also has a small exoskeleton that allows them to carry twice their normal weight.
Does that take a
So that's more your power armor level. No.
No, it doesn't. Okay.
Mm-mm.
I actually want to pick up some combat armor.
So that's something to think about. You might want to make a grocery list, as it were, since she's offering to provide you with some stuff. I'm just showing you here real quick. There's a little exterior view of the facility I've put up, so you can see the actual production facility and the bell.
There's the bell.
That's where you're going to be going. That's kind of the only port in the storm, as it were.
Is there some way to scan the facility? Are we going to be able to get to a point where we can?
You want to try to scan the facility?
I'd like to scan it.
Okay, very good.
Like crazy power levels or.
Oh well, you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait till you get past the blockade to get close enough to do so. Sorry, but yeah.
Okay, all right. So we'll have to do our shopping first, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Although no, you don't necessarily, because she can arrange to send stuff to the bell if you need it.
Okay.
Send it through a shuttle or something. She won't bring one of the frigates to the bell, but.
Yep. Okay.
So if you want, you can pass through there, and then if you accept her terms, you can pass through there, and then you can contact her from within. I mean, the whole idea of her giving you the communicator so you can contact her anytime you need to, in theory, even from within the facility itself, it's a long-range communicator. Where's the other map I wanted to show you? I thought I had that saved here. Oh, I don't.
I think everybody should make a list from the equipment list of what they might want, because I think
Where is it?
like in the basic, isn't there the list
In
from the
the
basic
standard
rules?
rulebook, yeah, the
Yeah,
survival horror guide, or survival, what's it called? The player survival guide. Ugh, survival horror guide? What the fuck
Yeah,
am I talking about?
in there.
Do not know.
I wanted I was gonna put up the other map that she gave you of the facility too, but I'll do that after the break because I don't have it ready to go. So, what do you think? You can contact her then and say that you're willing to look into it, and
I'm completely with 14 on this, which is there's no downside for now with saying yes, and it gives us some things we need, and it lets us through the blockade, and it probably has a friendly commander in the blockade for us. I'd say let's do it.
She
And
says
then we'll
very
head
well.
to the
She
bell.
says if you want to, then once you reach the bell and you have some time to meet Arcady and get yourselves comfortable, let me know what you need, and I can arrange to have something dropped off maybe within 12 hours from the time you contact. As long as it's within reason, of course. I'll be able to send you the radio transmitters and stuff then too.
Right.
Don't worry, they're not too big. They're about backpack sized.
Okay. Well, wish us luck,
Good luck.
Commander.
Good luck, Commander. She
Hmm.
smiles.
See you on the other side.
I look forward to our next date. And she signs off.
Ah, great. Yeah, we'll come up with a better dinner next time. Okay, guys. So, if we're coming through the blockade now, how far are we from these
Yeah, the ships then
facilities?
begin to move away
Yeah.
and back into kind of a normal patrol orbit and seem to be ignoring you. So if you
Are we
decide to
close? Are
start
we close
approaching,
enough to? Yeah, we're gonna approach.
yeah, I mean, you're
And
right up at
and
the edge of the blockade basically now. So if you decide to start approaching, yeah, they don't follow you. They
I
let
want to
you.
run a scan on that facility.
Okay. Who's using the scanners? The
I'll do
sensors?
it.
You'll do it?
Probably. I think I'd
All right.
probably.
We have scientists on board who are good with scanners.
Oh yeah, let's let them. That's right. We have a full complement now, right? Don't we have a couple
Correct.
Right.
of
What
Dr.
skill
Chang and
would apply in that? Computers probably, yeah.
yeah.
Hacking, yes, sure.
Yeah. You want to get one? What scientists you got? You've got Damien, right? He's a scientist.
Yep.
He is indeed.
So Damien, do you have computers?
I do.
Excellent. Why don't you give me an intellect plus computers roll?
No. That's a. Oh, that's not good. That's a critical fail.
So as you're doing the scan, you're getting weird results. Like you pick up a zoo, an amusement park, all kinds of stuff that just shouldn't be in there. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You're picking up like thousands, tens of thousands of human life forms, which doesn't make any sense. And as you're looking at the data, then it kind of like corrupts right in front of you and like warps into a flashing face on the sensor screen. And then the ship goes into low power mode and the engines turn off. And an alarm starts going off. And you get a warning notification comes up on the screen saying, warning, currently downloading fatal virus to computer systems. Let's take a bio break.
Oh dear.
I am just the worst. gunner that can't fire a railgun, and a scientist that can't scan things.
Don't worry. I had a critical success anyway, so even if you rolled a success and not a critical success, would have been the same result.
Keeps things interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was an opposed roll.
We'll put our laundry list of wanted stuff.
You can work on that during the bio break. Yeah, go for it if there's anything that you want to start thinking of. Maybe you guys want to type it up in the Discord, in the Pound of Flesh Discord or something if you want to. I don't know. Just a thought. If you want a place to
Yeah,
write down ideas and requests or whatever. I assume that all requests will have to be approved by the commanding officer. But yeah. I don't know how tight of a ship Svalbard wants to run. Maybe he just lets you request whatever you want. Do you remember the 6,000 credit toothbrush in Mass Effect, Jesse?
It was?
In Mass Effect 3, I think it was, one of the characters, yeah, was talking about how, like, she couldn't bring her toothbrush aboard, didn't have a toothbrush, so she needed to go to the station to get one or whatever, and Shepard's like, oh, well, if you need something, just ask, we can put in a requisition form and get pretty much whatever we need, and he's like, I'll pay for it. And she's like, my toothbrush costs 6,000 credits. He's like, yeah, you're on your own.
That's funny.
Some fucking Mass Effect field toothbrush that massages your gums while it like breaks up plaque and tar or some shit. It's fucking funny. And if you played the Citadel DLC, that toothbrush saves the Normandy at one point. This might turn into a slightly extended bio break. It won't go over too long, but
Yeah, I need to go use the bathroom, but I'm trying to write this list down.
man, I realize that I use my phone in the bathroom way too much because I've had like 3 different times now where there's those stupid things come up. So it's like, hey, you're in a fight for your life, and the only weapon you have is the thing to your immediate left. What is it? Or if you're gonna give a gift to someone, and it's whatever is immediately on your left. What is it? And I noticed like 3 different times I answered it. It's toilet paper. Like, okay, I might use the phone in the bathroom a bit too much. Yeah. Barry, you're very quiet so far this session, just being all mysterious like the mysterious stranger. Maybe he's AFK.
Probably. There we go. I'm going to the bathroom.
So here's
All of the
here's a
things.
question I would pose to you guys, whoever's here and present at the moment, listening. I'm thinking about naming conventions, right, for this campaign. So far, everything has been a Pound of Flash sessions 1 through 23, etc. Although we still have some things from the Pound of Flesh book going on. Of course, you still have Prospero's Dream as a potential future base as well as a previous base. But we're now playing really Gradient Descent. I wonder, would it be too confusing for me to continue to call it Pound of Flesh, or would it be too confusing if I were to change the name in the middle of a campaign from Pound of Flesh to Gradient Descent or something? I don't know.
I mean, for the videos,
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
talking
could
about.
do a Pound of Flesh / Gradient Descent,
Yeah, that's something I could do as well.
at least for like a couple of episodes, and
Yeah,
then
well, at least
just
as long as
transition
you're
straight
there.
into Gradient Descent.
Mm-hmm.
You could go with the classic Tolkien chapter change, and out of the frying pan into the fire kind of arrangement, out of Prospero's Dream and into Gradient Descent.
Right.
Just
Just say the pound of flesh is paid, and now the gradient descent occurs or starts.
Cool. All good thoughts. I will think on it some more. I have another at least an hour before I'll be uploading this anyway.
so this would be what gradient descent 1, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't decided quite yet. I might call it. Yeah, I might just call it a Pound of Flesh Gradient Descent 1. Something like that. Gradient Descent Session 1. Something like that.
Session 2, though, right?
Well,
Yeah, well,
technically, yeah.
depends on where.
I mean,
Like, where does the content
last
start?
session, you just arrived here. I mean, technically, the content starts way back because I added things to Pound of Flesh to tie it in.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
not
The
that I
whole.
came up with those ideas on my own. Don't get me wrong. Those are ideas that have been well presented
Just do
by the publishers
pound
themselves. But
of flesh with the hyphen Gradient Descent, so that it's just transitioning. Easy enough.
yeah. And besides, I mean, who knows? If you guys survive through the Gradient Descent whole bit, you could end up back at Pound of Flesh stuff again too. There's still a whole plot line to work through. We've only done 2 out of 3 of the main plots for that station so far, as far as what's in the published materials.
Sure.
You guys dealt with the uprising, and you dealt with the what was the other one? Uprising, and the
Transfer of command.
no, the Teamster protests and all that stuff.
Oh, right.
That was what it was. Yeah. The strikes. Yeah, the strikes and the uprising. That was the 2. And the aftermath, as it were, the side effects of that uprising and the way you guys did deal with it resulted in a transfer of power change. Well, not so much transfer of power as a change in leadership. It's
Right.
still the Golyanovil Brava. Still, at the end of the day, it's just the Vor has changed. It's like taking out a mob boss and taking over their operation.
You get enough of you can't refuse.
Oops. And the funny thing is, when I did that whole Android rebellion idea, when I just threw that out in one of the earlier sessions, I hadn't even read Gradient Descent. I didn't even have a copy of it, I don't think yet.
Wow, very cool.
Just a nice little happy accident.
Sure, yeah, serendipity.
At the time when I improv that whole idea, I was just trying to think of something cool that I could engage the android with, other androids that that felt wronged or whatever.
Sure.
That's always been like my favorite stuff in Star Trek. I love all the what's a machine, what's a human. It's why my favorite characters, like Data's one of my absolute favorite characters.
Sure.
the episode Measure of a Man when they put him on trial or whatever it was. Was he on trial?
Yep.
Yeah, he was on trial because he didn't want to go with them. He
His
didn't want to.
his status was on trial.
Yeah, exactly. As to whether or not he had free will, basically.
Whether he was a thing or a person.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, whether or not he was property of Starfleet or not.
Exactly.
What did you think of his brother?
Oh, I liked him. I mean, he was a villain, obviously, but I think Brent Spiner was a pretty talented actor. I mean, obviously he's very hammy, but I kind of appreciate that about him. It's something that makes him interesting.
Very
I liked
Shatnerish.
I liked the dichotomy between Data and Lore as well. So I thought they made a good two sides of a coin kind of thing,
Indeed.
Next Generation isn't even my favorite Star Trek show, but Data was a cool character. Too bad they did so many stupid episodes around Data. Like pretty much anytime Data was on the holodeck, I was just like, oh god, here we go again.
Sherlock.
Whether it be Sherlock or that weird one, it wasn't a holodeck episode, but when they went to that planet with the casino and they got trapped in the romantic novel or whatever.
No, that one was actually interesting. That's classic.
Yeah, it was okay. That was better than the holodeck stuff, but it's just weird.
That's classic sci-fi stuff where aliens, they don't know anything about us, and all they got is this little piece
Yeah,
to work with, and
you're right.
they
That was much better than the holodeck episodes. You're right.
they try to do their best to make them comfortable because they don't know what else to do with them, and they're trying to be benevolent. I thought that one actually was a pretty cool one.
Sounds like 14.
Oh, it's all right. You got to go to cold sleep sometime.
It's very cold in space. Sorry,
Indeed.
I'm joking. It is very cold in space.
I put my my list in the thing.
In the what?
The list of things you want to requisition for sitting on the bridge while the crew go do all the dangerous stuff.
Well, I'm gonna go with them if I have the
I'm
stuff.
just teasing you.
I just want to make sure I have lots of armor.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Don't mind me. You only have to worry.
No, I'm with you. Get the pilot off of the ship.
You only have to worry about me if I'm not giving you a hard time, because that means I probably don't like you.
But this is a chance for some of the newer characters who don't have a lot of gear to gear up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Since
Absolutely.
the commander's being generous, I'd say grab what you can.
Yeah, it's like I've only got the excavation starting loadout, so I've got basically nothing. Oh, actually, I've got goggles already. They're kind of nifty.
Look, standard battle dress, which is plus 10% to armor, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think has any negative. You don't the more advanced battle armors what disadvantage to agility checks or
Speed
standard
checks.
standard battle dress just seems to be plus 10
Yeah.
to armor. So I'd
Yep.
say whoever can grab a suit.
That would be reasonable for everybody to get.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I'm thinking
the thing
frag
is,
grenades.
here's a question:
Well,
can you wear standard battle dress and a
Oh.
vac suit at the same time?
Probably not.
Because keep in mind that, well, I guess you don't really know yet, but you will find out soon that large portions of the station don't have any gravity or life support.
Okay, so we do have vacs. Do we have vac suits for everybody? I forget.
You've got loads of vac suits, yeah.
Stocked up.
14
Okay,
stocked
I
up
mean,
with extras.
what I'd say is everybody should have one of each. I mean, literally everybody.
That's a good call. Yeah, why not?
Everybody should have some standard.
I want to argue this, okay? I want to argue that that vac suits probably do have, or at least the Marines have vac suits that go over the armor.
Actually, what they have, if I recall correctly, I think
Advanced battle dress, I think.
advanced battle dress can provide like an exosuit type thing. Also, vac suits themselves have a limited armor capacity. I think a vac suit gives you a plus 7% armor, or is it plus 10? I think it's plus
I'd say
7.
the
7.
I'd say only for the uh, let's say our shooters do we need advanced battle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think they all deserve to have that, and if it has limited facts, which makes total sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna
They-
make the ruling now that you can't wear multiple armors at the same time. So you can't wear standard battle
No,
dress and a vac suit simultaneously. This wouldn't make
right.
sense.
But the advanced has some because I think it says in the rules here, for off-world combat
Hmm.
or something.
Yep, exactly, exactly.
So I would, yeah,
Yep.
okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely want the advanced metal dress.
It's only like what 1,200 credits or something. Only I say,
15.
but 1,500. Okay, it's still not too bad. I mean, an exosuit's 40,000 credits, so
The exosuit.
yeah, you could get those on Prospero's Dream.
Okay.
They had you guys saw a few of them. You fought some of them, and the babushka had one. She had a very special customized one.
Do the mercenaries we hired, do they have advanced battle dress on? Is that what they've got, or,
They don't have it, no, so you'll need to requisition it for them.
They're definitely picking that up here.
I mean, I'll double check. I'll look in their stat block there in the Pound of Flesh stat block.
Okay,
I'll look them up when I go back inside. They might have.
all right.
I'm sure they come with some kind of armor, but I don't think it's advanced. I could be wrong. Maybe they have exosuits. That would be fucking crazy.
Because they were the most expensive mercs we could lay our hands on, basically.
They might even. Yeah, I'll look them up and see what they have. That's a good question.
I'm only asking because I have both firearms and zero G, so
Good.
You go get that
Zero G can
shiny.
come in very handy inside the station for sure. The facility.
for me, it's more of the fact that I've got that because I've got firearms and zero G. If I'm in a suit, that just means that I can move around probably pretty well. I'm not really. I just want to help out. Damn it!
Absolutely, I encourage it. Pardon me.
Bless you.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if you want to see the map of the facility, I put it in the Discord for Pound of Flesh a while back. Maybe not even that long ago. Might have been a couple of weeks ago. I'll put it up. I'll download it from there and put it on the screen when I get back in. But just so you can get an idea as to the size of this place.
It's the one that looks like a schematic.
Yeah, it looks like like a fucking circuit board type layout, you know?
Yeah,
It's really cool.
but that's kind of cool.
It is cool.
Question: do androids need to use vac suits?
No,
Kind of.
I didn't think they breathed.
They don't breathe, but depending on the environment,
Temperature and
give-
chemicals and acids.
because depends on the android too. But like 14 is largely organic parts. You know, he's a synthesized human. So is Edie partially, right? Yeah, she was
She's
a
a
sex
sex
bot.
bot. Yeah.
So yeah, so she's at least partially organic, you know, like as far as fleshy exterior and stuff like that, you know. And that
Fleshy
could
interior,
suffer
if you know what I mean.
if I'm not mistaken, the freezing cold of space is not good for your skin.
Okay. All right.
It's got at least 3 fleshy parts.
It could also probably affect your you know, the fluid that flows through, you know, all that android blood, the fucking
Right.
milk, android milk.
Yes.
So yes, I would say vac suits are not required, but in long-term situations, you would have very detrimental effects for not wearing one. It would just
Yeah.
straight up cause physical damage.
It does. Okay, Matt's mentioning that he wants to get goggles.
Oh, and by the way,
does
some androids do breathe apparently because Yandy breathed. So did Brunhilde.
Interesting. Okay. Yep.
Just to note.
And then with that, that probably dovetails into my next question too. Infrared goggles. I probably don't have infrared vision, right? Just standard sort of.
What do you mean?
I'm just gonna get the goggles.
Infrared goggles is exactly what it says on the box. Yeah, they see in infrared.
Well, I'm saying is androids wouldn't necessarily have it. It would depend on the.
14's got it, but it's
like
lenses that he clicks down into place.
It's basically like a cybernetic thing, you know. You could get that. The babushka would have been a good one to get that. But
Yeah, there's a bunch I want to get. I wanted to get something that Svalbard's got where he can just jack into something. I thought that would be cool for hacking.
I think your leg gun is a cool idea though. The RoboCop style kind of revolver.
Exactly. Yep. Drop it, punk.
Hey, for shits and giggles, can I put a requisition in for like a rigging gun and a smart rifle as well, just where I have the whole thing rounded out?
A what gun? A ring gun?
A rim gun? Rigging gun.
Oh, a rigging gun. Yes. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, why not? Rigging guns
Bring
are
the
nice.
loot, buddy.
Rigging guns are also very useful in zero G situations.
And also, like I said, a smart rifle.
These
I'm
all
just gonna
sound like reasonable requests to me.
Okay. I'm gonna
I mean, it's up to you. As long as it's approved by your commanding officer, then he'll he'll approve the requisition list, of course. But yes, let me see. Let me make sure I have something to drink. Yes, I do.
And don't forget, for anybody who has a pulse rifle,
All right.
or a smart rifle, you already have infrared and thermal and night vision. So
We're back now. Sorry, that was a long break, but it was necessary. Now, you were approaching the bell and you'd scanned the Cloud Bank synthetic production facility, also known as the Deep, when your sensors went crazy, your computers went crazy, and yeah, give me, in fact, everybody add 1 point of stress and make a fear save.
Oh. Android 14 made it easily.
Okay.
Just wasted a perfectly good low roll.
Oh yeah, you have like an 85 fear save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolled a 2.
Did anybody fail?
I rolled an 88.
That's a critical fail.
Oh,
Janice,
no, I
you
passed.
get 9 more stress then, so it's total of 10.
Yikes.
Anybody else fail?
Nope.
No, I'm good.
No.
Okay. So Janice, this is freaking you out. This is the first time you've heard the alarms going off on the ship. The ship is now in red alert, so alarms are going off everywhere. Everybody's supposed to report all hands on deck. So like mercs are taking up whatever their security positions would be. Dr. Eleanor is already in sick bay, the med, whatever you call it, the med bay anyway, but she's getting it ready for battle, basically. Your gunner your gunner mans the railgun. McCabe and I don't know, where would McCabe go at all hands on deck? He's the kind of ship's hand or whatever you call it, yeah? The able body.
Do I know where this alarm is coming from?
2 seconds.
I would imagine he'd go to.
It'd be up to 14 or
Midship?
CO. You guys are the commanders. Okay, so he goes to hydroponics.
I was thinking engineering probably be appropriate.
Engineering? Okay, yeah, he'll go into engineering. That's a good point. Yeah, he'll go into engineering with Hamlet just to be there in case Hamlet needs an extra hand. And he'll take actually Vasiliev with him, of course. Fair call. I think that's covered all
14 would have
of.
been right there when all this went down, and he's going to try to jump in and apply his hacking to hack out this invasive situation.
Okay,
I'd like
Janice,
to.
you were asking if you knew where the alarm was coming from, what was causing it.
Yeah,
Where are you currently?
I was in this pilot seat,
You're
most
on the
likely.
bridge. Then you know it's coming from the sensors and computer systems, um, and you know that it's coming as a reaction to whatever Damien was doing with the sensors, because he's also on the bridge. In fact, I think it's probably safe to say you guys are all on the bridge except maybe Ash and Edie. I don't know about the two of you. Where would you go for hands on deck?
Oh, I'd head to the bridge.
Okay, so you're on the bridge. Ash?
Probably out of if allowed to access it, the bridge. I don't know what the protocol is for
If you don't have a position
passengers.
on a ship and you go into general quarters, you go to your
Maybe.
quarters.
Yeah, but I'd probably just still have a look on the bridge to see if anyone stops me
Okay. So Ash
from
walks
going.
onto the bridge. So 14, you wanted to try to do what? You want to do like a hacking thing to try to lock out whatever's invading the ship?
Correct.
All right, give
I
me a
should-
roll.
Can I
Can I-
assist him?
Can I assist?
Hold
Any of
on, you
us
can't
assist?
all assist. In fact, no, nobody can assist. This is a
Okay.
single panel kind of thing.
Stand by.
Stepping away for a moment, guys. Sorry.
Oh,
Don't worry, don't worry.
I might have failed. Hold on. Rolled a 66.
Oh, this is your intellect plus
Hacking is
computers. No, sorry,
15.
this is your speed plus computers. Sorry.
Speed is 59 and hacking is 15.
So you
So I
passed.
made it with a 66.
So you got a critical success. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you're trying to hack this thing out, and you realize something is hacking against you, and it's in all of your systems right now. It's got access to everything. So you're locking it out of everything, and you're having success. You're locking it out, and boom, you get to the main source. Obviously, you can't pinpoint where it's coming from, but you know it's coming from the facility itself. And the screen again goes black, and then the laughing face appears again, and then disappears. The ship goes back to normal settings. Power comes back up. The red alert status is maintained, of course, until you decide to disable it. But you're no
I
longer
will.
under invasion. And as you look, you realize it didn't have access to everything. It just somehow accessed your main power. What do you call it? Power.
Grid.
Yeah, your grid. You know, wherever you change your power settings, your transfer and stuff like that.
Well, as we have resolved the immediate issue, but
kind of feel like you've been punked a little bit.
yeah. So he will turn off the actual alarm, but leave the blinking red light on.
Okay, yeah. So the alarms stop. In fact, I imagine the sound probably stopped after a minute or so. Anyway, right?
It goes until you turn it off.
The klaxon does. Okay, fair enough. So you turn off the klaxon. The red lights. You're still a red alert. The alarm sound stops, and you are all on the bridge. A little crowded. Well, actually, you have a pretty big bridge, so it's all right.
14. Wondering if we try to shut down most electronic systems as we approach the bell. You know, in other words, only keep on necessary systems and try to fly in manually.
I think they already know we're coming.
Wow.
So it doesn't. They just gained access because we poked it. We poked the bear.
And so Janice, as he's sitting at the pilot seat, you realize too, like initially you lost thruster power, and the engine did shut down. It seemed like, but now everything is powered back up. You have everything at 100 again. There's no apparent damage. Nothing. Everything seems to be running at 100%.
And that's what stressed me out so much.
Yeah, I suppose so. You know, it's like the ship just stalled. You know, basically. But then there was also, of course, the alarm going off. You would have seen the laughing face as well on any visual screen you'd have, you know. But yeah, everything's back to normal now.
But maybe we should just send out a request to land, make it formal, so that we don't get shot at or
As you approach the
ambushed.
bell,
And
We're gonna hail Arcady or whoever's in charge of the bell.
the bell is hailing you.
Oh, great. Oh, you beat us to it.
before we answer it, he's going to initiate like secondary parameters so that there's not another hacking moment if he can. Using computers, maybe.
Say again. You're gonna do what? I apologize. I was looking for Arcadie's picture.
Instead of just doing things normal, he's going to take security measures before answering any calls.
Oh, okay, okay. Sure, go
So
make a roll.
electronic defenses. You want computers or hacking?
No, this is going to be hacking plus your. This will be intellect because this isn't a countered
it's
roll. You're not under time pressure.
it's 36. He made it easily.
Good. Okay. Yep. Yeah, you're being hailed. If you just check the
Captain,
audio. Hello, approaching vessel. This is Arcady.
Katie.
Do you wish to dock here in the Bell?
Yes, we do. This is the zero credibility. Commander Svalbard and crew requesting permission to dock.
Please drive into the thrust chamber nozzle. You can moor your ship up along one of the sides. I'll spacewalk out the umbilical when you're ready.
Will do.
Welcome to the deep.
Been looking forward to it.
Is everything well aboard your ship? I don't have very much in the way of facilities, but should I be expecting any injuries or any impending needs?
No, we're in good shape. Hope to see you as soon as we land, as soon as we dock.
Very well. I'll keep an eye out. And he clicks off.
Do
So
we
as you're
have only
approaching
one?
the Bell, the entire Bell itself is a retrofitted rocket thruster. It's entirely unlit. There's no docking lights or anything. You got to use your own ship lights. You know what I mean, to kind of see what you're pulling into. So it's open, obviously, to space here. It's quite scorch marked and tagged, like it used to once be a functional rocket thruster. So you can moor the ship up against one of the walls, Janice. Yeah,
Wherever they need. Yep.
Very good.
no problem at all. Once you do, pardon me, excuse me, you see, where is it here? Yeah, basically at the base, the back, as you're pulling into, pardon me, you're pulling into this thrust chamber nozzle area, and you're mooring up against one of the walls, and from the back of the chamber itself, a an airlock opens and a guy comes out in a vac suit, and he spacewalks, zero G's this umbilical right up to your, let's call it your port engineering side airlock. Just a single man. It's Arcady himself, I can tell you, but he doesn't have much for staff. Sorry, here so you can see the bell still. Sorry, Hamlet. All right. Once he attaches it to the airlock, you guys are able to board, to go aboard the into the bell itself, I suppose.
Like a plan.
Do we have short-term do we have short can we communicate directly with Arcady? Through
you can
short
communicate him through the
communication?
communications right there at the airlock once he's linked up the umbilical.
Do you have atmosphere on board?
Yes, there's air, but no gravity. It's quite dark. Bring lights with you if you wish.
Right. And are we following you to a certain meeting location so we can introduce ourselves?
Yes, yes. Once you get comfortable, I presume you're going to the deep itself.
We are, but we
We
would
can we
love to
can
be able to have a chat with you before we do so.
yes. There's I have room here for lodging and everything if you need. This
Well,
is pretty
we,
much the only port next to the deep. All the divers use it. I don't recognize your ship. Zero credibility. Blockade runner. Very nice. Modified. Nice railgun. I know that wasn't
see,
factory issue.
and as you can see, you're right. We run blockades as we just did.
She looks fast.
She'll do.
Got some serious engines on there.
Oh, I would love to tell you more about our ship, but
Well, good. Come
we'll
on
see you
aboard.
on board.
I'll meet you in the Acheron.
Okay.
Acheron or Acheron? How do you pronounce it? Acheron. Acheron.
Akron.
Acheron.
Okay.
And the Acheron is basically the combustion chamber, which has been converted into a docking bay.
Svalbard out. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Who's coming? Who's coming? Who's
I'm going.
going?
Yeah, who wants to go aboard? Is Hamlet going or is Hamlet staying on the ship?
He's staying on board. Definitely.
Poor lonely Hamlet.
He's born to be lonely.
Well,
14, what do you
Hamlet,
think?
I would think that Hamlet, the courier, the assistant, doctor, and the sophentologist stay on board
Sure.
Yes.
along with Hamlet, and
Mm-hmm. You
and
just
turn all the
are you just gonna
turn
take the
all the
mercs?
commands that aren't. Yeah, take all the mercs, right? Sure.
The three
Um,
squad leaders and the gunner, or you can leave the gunner aboard?
I was going to say the gunner serves a special purpose, so we'll leave the gunner on board to act as the
Okay.
security. They
Yep.
have other
So you're
training
taking
too.
Ivanov, Enzo, and Elwin.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. No problem at
that
all.
would be my suggestion.
Oh yes, I said I would look up their stats, didn't I? I apologize for your
Fine.
requisition purposes. Let me do that now. They're in the mercenary company, Tempest Mercenary Company. Squad leaders, right? Yes. They have combat shotguns. Do they have any kind of armor? They don't have armor. Nope, they don't come with any armor.
Oh, darn for them.
But we'll get them armor on the requisition.
Yep, just so you know,
Yeah.
they don't have any armor. They just have shotguns and standard, uniforms.
We're ordering, yeah, we'll order advanced battle armor.
No problem. You have
For
time,
sure.
like I said. So
Yeah.
you go into the through the umbilical. Is that all 6 of you plus the 3 mercs?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you could be here a while. So yeah, this is obviously a combustion chamber converted into a ragged docking bay. You can see a shuttle here. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Apologies. Yeah, it's converted into a ragged docking bay, but you can also see, especially you, Janice, as this is your area of expertise, and Svalbard as well. You would recognize this from your own personal history. This entire chamber can function as a shuttle.
Ooh.
Mhm. There's a cluster of candles floating um, at the very back. They're like not real candles; they're LED candles, right? Um, marking an entrance of some sort. But you see, Arcady is here in this room, in the shuttle, if you want to call it that, the docking bay. it kind of serves as both. And he's now getting out of his vac suit. This is once you come through the airlock at the end of the umbilical, of course. So let me double check my map key here. I just want to make sure I know what this means. Okay, that's an airlock thing. Okay, got it. Yeah. So once you come through into the shuttle itself, Arcadia is there. There are a total of 3 exits from the shuttle. One to the right, one to the left, and one towards the back. The one, like I said, that was marked with all the floating LED candles. And those floating LED candles are pretty much the only light in this entire place. Everything is dark, and there's no gravity. Who has grav boots and who doesn't?
I have mag boots.
That was on my request if we didn't have it.
From the commander?
Right.
Okay, you won't have it for 12 hours at least, so.
He's got 0G. If we didn't already
Okay.
have it,
Cool. Just checking. Anybody else have mag boots?
Yeah,
I've got them.
Okay. Anybody who doesn't have mag boots can make a 0G check, please.
And if
0G.
you're
0G
not-
plus your speed.
Speed.
Yeah,
and if you don't have 0G, just your speed.
correct.
Easy.
If you don't have 0G, it's just your speed at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, I would have failed or made it on the first roll, but failed on the second.
Okay, you're struggling.
Okay.
Um,
Damn it, I don't want to roll.
you're not used to 0 gravity.
Not at all.
No, this is new for this body, and
Indeed.
completely new for this intelligence. Really, you've never experienced 0 gravity before.
I'll see if I can find.
Does anybody want to hold on to the sex bot so she doesn't float away or bounce off the ceiling or anything?
I'm gonna
No,
look.
it's far more entertaining.
I'm gonna look for a pipe or something to just kind of grab and hold on to.
Ash
Anything
will
jutting
try
out of
and
the wall.
grab AD if close, and if this sees.
Okay, no problem. Ash will hold you down.
She thanks you, and then cocks her head to the side.
Ash cocks also head to the side.
I'm gonna have to get me some mag boots. Maybe ones that come up to past my knees up to my thighs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we follow him.
So you guys all get out of your vac suits, yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got an area here, kind of like a closet, if you want to call it that, for extra spare vac suit stuff. There's loads of spaces. You see, it could hold at least it could hold a dozen, and then there's another one on the other side of the shuttle. So, you can see he's got plenty of space for vac suits for guests. And he leads you towards the entrance, or the exit, I should say, on the left side of the shuttle, which leads into another airlock. He says, "Come this way. This is where the quarters are."
That is the way we'll go.
We follow.
Let me double check something here. Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll just roll with this. Got it. So, so you go through that airlock, and then into another area. Again, still pretty dark with just the occasional floating little LED candle for a little bit of light. This next room you go into. Sorry, so you're no longer aboard the shuttle / docking bay. This room is like some ragged quarters, basically embedded in what looks like, to those of you in the know of ships and such, a decommissioned fuel pump. You can see there's a bunch of hash marks on the bulkhead, thousands of them. There's a bunk, which is strapped, kind of floating in 0G. There's another room you can see in the back with a door that you can see has a key card lock on it. And then there's another doorway which leads into a corridor to another room which he starts to lead you towards if you continue to follow him. Edie, give me another one of those 0G checks, please. This time you can make it without the disadvantage since Ash is kind of helping you.
Oh, still failed.
Still failed. Okay, you're still struggling. So you look like a bird trying to learn to walk or something, you know, or a horse, right? Just after it's born.
Flailing about, yeah.
It leads you into another massive echoing cylinder with an immense oppressive darkness. At the far end of which you can see a dozen bedrolls duct taped to the bulkhead. He says, "Here, this is the tank. This is where you can sleep. Make yourselves at home. Oh, here." And he reaches into a pocket and he pulls out a handful of those LED candles. Looks like he's got about half a dozen of them, one for each of you. Well, one for each of you, screw the Marines.
Got a flashlight anyway.
The
When will
Marines,
we
So
find some time to talk?
one of the Marines is also struggling with the 0G, but the other two are able to assist them. I don't think these Marines have 0G
Right.
training. Let me double check. I could be mistaken about that. Does it show any skills? No. Okay. No, they're not. They have one skill point, but yeah. Got it.
Are they just Marines?
Yeah, they're just NPCs. They use totally different type of stat system. Well, not totally different, but yeah. They have a much simplified sheet.
Well,
As
yeah,
far
I
as
was
that
just
stuff goes.
Marines have Marine military training. That's all I have.
Correct. Well, no, they're not Marines. They're mercenaries. They're like Marines, but more mercenary. So,
when might he have time to speak with us?
well, I have plenty of time now. What do you want to know? What do you already know, I suppose, is where we should start.
Well, the commander, what was her name? Killjoy.
Yes, Rachel.
Yes, we had a chance to meet Rachel and have offer her dinner, uh, speak about this place, and if we wanted to go into the deep onto it, we should come and talk to you first. That you might have some advice, warnings, and recommendations for us.
Oh, yes, I have much. I hope you have time.
Oh, we've got time.
Good,
If
good,
it's
good.
information that'll help keep us alive, we're all for that.
Well, I'm glad to hear that Rachel still speaks highly of me. I appreciate her ships leaving me alone here. Occasionally, blockade runners, you understand, will come here, and, well, I appreciate the fact that she hasn't come kicking my doors in and blowing my little domicile to smithereens. So, yes, what is it? What do you want to know?
Oh, why, when everyone else is turned away, moved by Rachel, why are you so special? I mean, I know you're special, but why are you given this privilege to exist here? You must be very useful.
Because I am the first diver. If it weren't,
When was that?
if it weren't for me, this entire economy of artifact hunters and such wouldn't exist. Uh, Rachel and her troubleshooters, they make plenty of bribes off of people who come and go. Millions, millions, I tell you. Yes,
What,
monarch.
what are you seeking?
Well, I don't I don't seek anything anymore. He gets kind of distant. I I only seek an end. It will come. I am old. I don't dive anymore. Too many dives, too many decades, old injuries. I keep the bell here as a habitation module for other divers who pass through. Um,
Well, you've got lots of time, lady. I mean, just look at you. You look great. I'm sure you got many, many. Really.
anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What were you saying? What can I help you with?
I'll be
If
asking some practical questions about getting onto the facility. Um, is this the like staging post for gaining entry, and what floors can we gain entry to? Um, can we like pick a floor? Are there multiple entry points, or do we have to start in one entry point and progress through?
Well, he kind of waves a finger at you. He says, "You, sir, ma'am, I cannot tell. You are human, yes, behind that mask?
I've been accused of such.
Haven't we all? You are a thinker. Yes, of course there are multiple ways into the facility, but usually people start in the safer entrance before they dive into the deep. You wish to jump off at the deep end, do you?" And he kind of elbows you in the ribs a little bit. Also checking to see if they're human ribs or if he's bumping a machine. You're not made of metal or anything, are you? No.
So this safer area that you speak of, is that where you recommend we enter from, or like is there some sort of base camp maybe?
Well,
Or is this it?
this is the base camp, so to speak.
Hmm,
Sorry, it's a little quiet right now.
it's
Noriko is
okay.
around here somewhere. She's always around here somewhere. And Ghost Eater, he's probably in the chapel praying.
Hmm.
It's just the three of us here, and yourselves now. But yes,
Who
yes, I
are
can
the
take
others?
you when you're ready. I can take you to an entrance. The visitor's dock, we call it. That's the standard entrance. That's where I would recommend for your first dive into the deep. You oh, you you have multiple synthetics with you. Yes?
Indeed.
Yes,
Edie waves as she's doing somersaults and flailing about.
Hmm.
What kind of resistance are we going to experience when we go into the deep?
You're not planning to take them in with you, are you? He says, looking at you, Commander. Is that your intention?
we'd all like to go, certainly. Why? What does Monarch? What is the Monarch going to do with my colleagues?
Monarch. Hmm. You, yes, Monarch. He gets kind of distant and almost cryptic for a moment, as if he's thinking about something deeply.
Do you suggest that we synthetics do not enter the facility?
I I don't think it's a good idea. But perhaps I am but an old diver. You must do what you wish to do, of course. Just be careful of Monarch.
Would we protect ourselves? Would our synthetic colleagues be able to protect themselves against Monarch?
Maybe. I do not know. How do you know you can trust them at all? Maybe they already work for him.
Well, I guess that'd be bad luck. Guess we'll find out.
You know he used to have a nuclear bomb for a heart?
So I've heard. What do you know of it?
Hmm. I've heard he has a hidden wound deep in his core. If you go there, perhaps you can upload sufficient data and kill him.
Agent to use this terminal jack.
I'm
See
sorry,
how that
you're
goes.
breaking up a little bit, Mark, and kind of hard to hear. What'd you say?
I said I've been itching to use this terminal jack.
Hmm. Yes, that could do it.
Yeah,
But there's time before then. You're not going there now, are you?
so,
You
no,
just got
we
here. Look at the size of that place. There's much to see.
I suppose you're saying we should feel it out and go in slowly, correct?
Yes, but if you can kill him, please, please do. I would do it
Let's think.
myself, but I don't think I would survive another dive.
Well, you're welcome to come with us if you'd like.
No, no, I cannot go back in there. If I
Okay.
go in there again, he will end me. I'm sure of it. You see, he's wearing one of those patches, by the way. The Cloud Bank um, synthetic facility badges. Patches, you remember those?
Yes.
One of those.
Was he formerly employed in the facility?
You ask
I
you ask him that?
Oh yeah, pointing at.
Me? Oh no, no, no.
Did
I'm
you get
just a
that?
just a diver. There's plenty of these in there. You'll find some.
Oh. Is there any? Are
Did
there any? Are
did
there any?
do you already have a map of the facility? I can give you one if you wish.
That would be. Yeah, would be very much appreciated.
He lies as I go to find it real quick. I'll make sure to upload one to you. Just give me your address for your device. I'll message it to you, and he'll give you his. It's just like a short range comms thing. If you're deep in the facility, if you're in the facility, you won't be able to reach him with it. But it's just a short range thing.
Bluetooth is working here. Okay, great.
You're breaking up real bad, Mark. Do you have some interference or something there?
Oh no, why?
Yeah, you've gone real
My,
robot-y on my end. Does anybody else hear that, or is it just me?
Yeah,
Same thing.
I hear it too. Yeah.
Okay.
wow, that's too bad. I can hear you perfectly. And and my connection is okay. Sorry
You're
about
getting better. Just you're not very close to the microphone, I think.
that. Is that better?
Yeah.
A little better?
A little bit. Yeah,
Okay. Sorry about that.
that's all right. No worries. I just wanted to let you know.
I think my question is, but my last question for now, and you guys may have you guys some questions, but it's are there any recent divers you that have gone in there recently that we should know about?
No, no. Currently, the last group of divers they left almost a couple weeks ago. It must have been.
Did they come back? Did they return?
Oh, oh, yes. Of course, their ship would still be here if they had not. Yes, they came. They went in. They claimed to have hit a jackpot, and then they left. They were bold ones. That group, real blockade runners. I think they even popped a few shots off at one of Commander Kilroy's frigates. But they got out. I monitor the space around here just to keep an eye on the blockade ships, make sure they're not uh, coming for me or anything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody know?
I have a couple questions. What kind of defenses does Monarch employ? How would he try to kill you if you went there?
Well, his most dangerous asset is his infiltrator androids. They could be anyone, or anyone could be one of them and not even know it, perhaps. You figure it out eventually. Stick around long enough. But listen to me now. If you get scanned, leave and never come back. He tortures the scans. Avoid the basilisk.
What's the basilisk?
And again, he gets kind of distant. You almost think he has gone into like a trance for a moment. And a look of kind of horror comes over his face. And you begin to kind of question whether or not this guy is entirely sane. He doesn't look all right. And he even starts to drool a little bit. I know what I find what I'm looking for. Do you do anything about it? Do you
Does he
respond in any
need
way?
any medical attention?
Who are you asking? Are you asking this out loud?
Yeah. Listen, we have medical uh, teams, and you're in an isolated place. Yeah, you will need medical attention. You've been very kind
Huh?
to us, offering us information.
Medical attention? No, no, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? What did you want to know?
Anybody else? More questions? Been
I
Oh
had
very
Lord.
kind.
the basilisk. What is it? And I'm gonna try to get closer to him. Probably can't because I'm flailing about, but
Just want to check here real quick. God damn, this is impossible to see. Ah, there. Okay. Where is it here? Just looking for something here real quick. 1 second. The basilisk. He trails off again. I'm just looking for something here. Supposedly, there's information about the basilisk on this page, but I cannot find it. Sorry, this is a big, big mega dungeon. Holy shit, I know there was something here. It says 3 of 3. I know there's the word basilisk on this page somewhere. But damned if I can see it. The this is where the difficulty with the color scheme really comes in on this this document. Well, let me go back to this one here again. Let me Google this real fast. Yes. Oops, here we go. The basilisk. Yes, it's Rocco's basilisk. It it's a very a concept. Sorry, don't mind me. Ramblings of an old man. What was I saying? Monarch. Yes. Monarch. I think he scanned me. If you see me inside, do me a favor. Kill me. Don't listen to anything I say, even if I protest. If you see me in there, kill me.
Got it. We shall do so.
Fake memories. But I am a real person. I am a real person. He like reaffirms himself.
So, like, could we bring the synthetics inside?
Yes, but if they get taken over by Monarch, you will have to destroy them as well.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that would be my recommendation. Don't mention me to him either.
What?
We
Sorry,
shouldn't say
Monarch.
we shouldn't. Oh, we
Monarch.
shouldn't say Arcady says hi.
If you speak to Monarch, don't mention me. It's best if he doesn't know whether or not I'm still around. He has no eyes and ears here. Here in the Bell, you're safe.
Why? Oh, is this place safe from his prying?
Because they're outside the facility, and I don't. Well, no one sticks around long enough for any infiltrator androids to be of any use. I trust Noriko and Ghost Eater, as obscure and strange as they may be. They are what they are, and yes, they live here permanently with myself. But everyone else comes and goes. I am no longer a threat to Monarch, as I will not set foot upon the station again. But, well, perhaps one day Monarch will send someone for me. Perhaps she will send one of you for me. Well, or a replication thereof. Who wants vodka?
Favorite.
He goes back to the previous room, which was his personal quarters. Come into my room. It's a little bit lighter and yes, less oppressive than this room. So if you go in there with you, he has some like synthetic Russian vodka, basically. You know, it's not synthetic vodka. It's real vodka, but it's not really Russian vodka. Do you know what I mean?
Knock off.
It was made on some fucking space station somewhere, probably, or maybe an asteroid or planet. But you know,
Katie,
you're pretty
sometime
sure it
soon
was not made in Russia.
I'll bring a bottle over from the ship. Now I gratefully accept a shot of your Very hospitable of you. Let's do it.
And you hear the airlock activating. Someone's coming through from the other side. And yeah, you'll do a shot of vodka with all of you, whoever wants one.
Yeah,
Ash,
sure.
do you want a shot of vodka? Do you put a straw in it?
I'll decline.
Android 14, would you like a shot of vodka?
No.
Janice,
Hell no.
Edie,
Sure.
Damien.
No.
Okay. So yeah, Edie, you just basically get some vodka all over your insides. Basically, you don't have like a proper stomach or anything. You're not a totally synthesized human. You're a sex bot. You know, you're not made. Well, I suppose you could be made for swallowing certain things.
I see it as
No, I take it back. I
see,
take it back. So you can do a shot of vodka. It doesn't get you drunk at all because you don't.
yeah, I figure this would be sort of like residual programming, drinking with prior owners before
Yeah,
other
good point.
things happen. So
That's a good point. Yeah.
Paralyzing.
Yeah. So basically, you pour it into your inner chamber where it will later be processed out. Or whatever, repurposed.
yes, yes.
Damien, do you take one?
No.
I know the commander took one, of course, though.
Yeah, sure. Nostrovia.
Well, to you, at least someone has some manners. He holds one up to Commander Svalbard and ED-72 and chuckles and then knocks back the vodka. I tell you what, Commander, I wish you luck. You're going to need it with this lot. The only one who drinks with you is a repurposed sex bot? Oh, I like you, Sexbot. You should consider staying here with me and Noriko. As he says so, the inner airlock door opens as Noriko comes in. I have a picture of Noriko as well. You're gonna love Noriko. There she is. She's obviously some kind of android.
So friendly.
Hmm.
Look at that smile.
Says,
Lights up a room.
Commander Svalbard and crew, I wish to introduce you to my comrade Noriko. And Noriko comes in and smiles widely at all of you, like too widely. Real, what's the word? Uncanny Valley vibes off of this one. And
I feel like I should take some stress.
she says, "Hello, welcome to the Bell. Are you going into the deep?"
Yes, any advice?
Well, you have to watch out for the bends when you're in there. Arcady here, he suffers from it horribly, don't you? Still. I know. I know. If you have trouble, please come to me in the chapel. I can do a sacrament with a piece of the Minotaur's flesh. It will help you to recover from the effects of the bends.
You acquire
Minotaur's
heavy-
flesh.
Yes, the Minotaur.
Ah, yes, of course, the Minotaur.
Don't worry, the Minotaur won't kill even bad things. It's a god. It. Oh, sorry,
Of
no.
course
She's
it
not
is.
talking. Sorry. She doesn't say it's a god. What would she say about it? Oh yeah, its true form is pure beauty. It's I tell you, it's the only true hope of stopping the infiltrators. Arcady curses in Russian when she mentions infiltrators. The Minotaur is Monarch's greatest artifact. The treasure hunters don't know what they're looking for when they go in there. It can cure all diseases. But Monarch wants to keep it from us. Monarch is the true god, the if you will. The Minotaur is its child, I believe. It's captive. Monarch doesn't love us. Monarch might hate us, but the Minotaur does love us.
Very good.
It
What
will
are
it will
the
save us if we
bends?
let it.
He he says
The bends,
to watch out for the bends. What are they?
it's an illness everyone develops from being inside the deep for any period, long extended periods of times, and everyone who lives there seems to suffer from it. It essentially it causes humans to believe that they are actually androids with implanted memories. And Arcady again curses in Russian and slugs down 2 more shots of vodka. You you kind of have to experience it, I suppose, to understand. It's very different though for those like us, she says, looking at Edie and Android 14. She says for us it has quite the reverse effect. It makes us feel more human. In fact, some androids who succumb to the bends, who let it go too far, actually believe they are human, despite the fact that they're quite obviously not, she says in a kind of a weird, frustrated teenager-like voice. Yes, the deep
Hmm.
is a fascinating place. You, maybe you are the chosen ones. You have to find the Minotaur and free him. And Arcady says, "Come on, Noriko, they just got here. Let them see the place and feel the bends for the first time before they go on your holy quest to free your Minotaur." Oi, does anyone want another shot of vodka?
No, thank you.
I love her, but this girl and her Minotaur talk, ugh, it drives an old man mad, I tell you. I tell you, the Minotaur can kill with its eyes. And Noriko goes, "No, no, Arcady, don't say such things. It's not true. If you seek out the Minotaur, you don't need a gun. Just try talking with it. It might look horrifying when you first see it, but that's only because it exists. Its true form is on a level beyond ours. We can't see it the way it could truly represent itself. If you free it, though, I'm sure it will be able to present itself to a much more mutually appealing form. You will see." Well, Arcady, will you come by the chapel tonight for the sacrament? Yes? Yes, fine, fine. I will do so if you promise not to trouble these poor people with any more Minotaur talk for at least 24 hours. She says, "Oh, fine, I guess. But if any of you wish to, well, I suppose it'd be kind of silly for you to get the sacrament already. You haven't even been into the deep yet. Yes, I suppose you have much planning and things that you wish to do before you make your first dive. Well, anyway, if you want to talk to me, I'll be in the chapel." And she goes off and activates the airlock door to leave then back the way she came. "I'm sorry about her," Arcady says. She's got the mind and attitude of a child. It's quite charming, really, but perhaps it can be grating, perhaps, when you don't know her as well as I do, and your first exposure. Trust me, she's a good girl."
No doubt. Friendly. Smile that lights up a room. Charm. All right.
Well, if you don't mind, I have some things I need to do with the shuttle for a little while. If you wish to speak more in a few hours, I will check in on you at the in the tank before I retire this evening. Anyway, make yourselves at
Thank you,
home.
Arcade.
Um, here, here, Captain. Since this is your first visit, uh, this is for you. And he gives you the half-drank bottle of vodka.
Thanks. Listen, I'll bring you back a bottle of the real stuff.
Don't waste too much of it on the sex bot. You know it doesn't really affect them, right?
Yeah.
Some of
Usually
them are
pretty greedy
programmed to
about
make you think it does, though. They're getting trickier and trickier, these programs. He curses again in Russian.
Thanks, Arcady. We'll speak to you soon.
Very well. And so he will go back out to the
All right.
the main docking bay area, the shuttle itself.
Wow, lots to absorb.
Indeed, I can
Boys
take that
and
patch
girls.
too now. Welcome to Cloudbank Synthetics Production Facility, or the Deep if you prefer. Enjoy your dive. I think that's where we'll stop the session for tonight. Experience points. There was no mortal danger, but there was some pretty cool development stuff. Everybody can have 7 XP for the session. All right. And we'll do it again next week. Next week, maybe you'll go check out, what do we call it? The visitors docking bay is the recommended entry point, entry level of the dungeon, as we'll call it. But yeah, cool. Do it again next week, same time.